Guys, this is Amber with modifications, and I'm just coming at you to show you some things that I recently make. So let's get started. The first thing that I made was this hat by Purl Soho. It is a friendly Fair Owl's hat, and I made it in the baby size. This was the first time me making a pom-pom. And I think it came out really well, but I'm not going to keep it because I think I cut some of the fabric a little bit too short. I cut some of the yarn too short. And so, if you pull too hard, the pom-pom will come apart. But other than that, it came out really well. And it was just a very fast and easy hat to make. So, that is the hat that I made. The next thing that I made was this hat by Tin Can Knits. It's called Northwood or Northward, and it's a cable knit hat in a chunky yarn. I got this yarn at Michael's. I think it's discontinued. It was called like Electric Blue or something like that. And I really like the way that this hat came together. I love cables. Anytime I see a pattern with cables, I want to make it. And so, here it is. So, it's a very nice, I know that for the winter time, it's going to be very warm on my head. And I really enjoyed putting this together. Now, I'm going to move on to the sweaters. Here is a sweater that I made from Lion Brand yarns. It's called Yoke Baby Sweater, and I made this sweater in a size 6 to 12 month old. And this sweater came out really nicely. I love the way the sleeves are. I love how this yoke works out. And it's just a nice piece to accompany something like a turtleneck or whatever in the colder months. It goes well with a skirt or jeans. And again, this was a really easy sweater to put together. I used a Lion Brand yarn. I think it's called Sequoia. And it really came out well. However, if you see these papers that I have here, these are some things I wrote down about the decreasing. When it came to the second row of decreasing in this pattern, it was completely messed up. I don't even know how to explain it. I was so confused when I was going around and around trying to do this pattern. So as you can see here, I tried and tried to figure out how those decreases were made, because you had to match it with how the decreases were needed to be made for the sweater pattern. The problem with the pattern and the way that it was written was it didn't have a repeat on it. It just kept going. So as you can see here, I did one. I tried to do one with 4. It didn't work. I tried to do it with 8. It didn't work. I tried it again to do it with something else. It just didn't, none of it worked. And then finally, I was able to come to doing this on the pattern. So I don't know if Lion Brand has changed it, but it was very frustrating because I just didn't understand what was going on. You know, it was an error in the pattern, but maybe Lion Brand has changed it because they've updated their website. Now, the next sweater that I made is from Creativa. Atelier is I hope I'm saying that right, but it is a baby ruffle sweater pattern. Now, you're probably wondering why I have this thing up here jumbled up on top. Well, let me show you. So, here's the finished pattern, and it's so cute. I love the ruffle. I love the neckline. It has an I cord in the back to do its closure. I mean, this sweater came out really well, and it was such an easy and enjoyable make. Now, here's my first attempt at making this sweater. As you can see, I ran out of yarn when I got to the neck sleeve. I couldn't even finish the cuff. I thought I had enough yarn, but I didn't. And so the cuff, the sweater was not completed at all. I was very disappointed, and I ordered some yarn from Amazon to see if I could finish it, but as you can see, those colors are not the same at all. So I was very disappointed, but I tried to give it another try, and this is what I got. And it's really beautiful. Now, there's no size on this. She just did it. I think it's probably could fit a 3-year-old, maybe a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, possibly. It's really a nice and quick sweater to make, and I really enjoyed putting it together. And lastly is this sweater right here. It's Gramps. Now, this is also by Tin Can Knits, and I just love the way that this came out. This sweater really challenged